Good morning, world! Since the beginning of this coronavirus pandemic, people have been lining up with Costco's and Sam's Clubs around the country for just a little piece of that white gold, that toilet paper.
Yeah, I think it looks like recently, in recent days, like that's starting to die down a little bit and all the toilet paper hoarding is starting to die out. But it kind of reminded me of back in 1929, the great stock market crash and Soviet Russia, when people were standing in bread lines. It was just crazy.
But I've noticed people have been doing their own private protests. In fact, my research has shown me that the sale of bidets is going through the roof.
To bidet or not to bidet? That is the question. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. All right, we're sitting out here on this beautiful, should be spring day, but it feels like summer day out here in Southern California, in Corona, California. What we're going to do is we're going to just go over our opinions, and again, they're just opinion, and we'd like your opinions also, on what we think about the use of bidets and if it's really a good thing that people are spending the money to replumb their houses or put in little hoses in their bathrooms. And Cedric, what do you think?
I'm going to talk about the pros as to why you should have a bidet. Brian's going to take the cons. Now, here's what we do. Normally, Brian will come up with these topics and we'll say, okay, you take the pros, you take the cons, and we don't compare notes beforehand. So we just kind of come off the cuff so you guys get to see this live and raw. So here's some reasons why you should have a bidet. And if you don't know what a bidet is, hopefully Brian will put an image of it in the background, but it's basically just a unit you can attach to your toilet, which will wash away your nether regions after you've gone to the restroom. Number one, they are flexible. They're not that hard to put in. Local handyman, you can get that done easily. Number two, very easy to maintain in the service. They're not that hard to maintain in the service. The parts don't cost a lot. It's very simple. A lot of your luxury hotels have them now. Number three, they usually come with some type of warranty. So if you're afraid about it breaking down and wearing out, stuff like that, don't worry about that. Warranty comes with it. And they are good quality and they're very attractive. It's not like some ugly piece of equipment that you're going to put into your toilet area that's going to make it look really ugly. But here's some things that I really want to emphasize is that one, like I said earlier, we're too prudish. Usually the bidet is associated with French prostitutes back in the day. And I think as Americans, we're too prudish and too practical to put something like that. And we're probably thinking from a practical standpoint, you already have a toilet, so why would you put another apparatus in your bathroom, which basically serves the same purpose? But it doesn't serve the same purpose, and here's why. Now think about this. Have you ever washed anything without the benefit of water? I'm going to venture to say no. And if you have done it without water, shame on you. When you wash your car, do you go into the garage and take a dry towel and just wipe your car off? It's going to do a lot of damage to your car as the grit and dirt sits on there, and you take that dry towel and rub your car. It's going to ruin the finish of your car. Very similar to just using toilet paper. We're also used to doing things one way and one way only. Because right now, if you guys go back to last week's episode where Brian and I showed you how to tie a tie, there are multiple ways to tie a tie. You're going to find the way that works best for you, and you're going to stick with it, even if there are other ways. Right now, if I interlock my fingers, if you can't really see, right now my left index finger is over my right index finger. Now it feels very awkward and very uncomfortable for me to put my right index finger over my left index finger, but my fingers are still interlocked. It feels uncomfortable this way because that's not how I normally do it. I will end with that. So if you wash your car and you use water, and how many of you just be completely disgusted if your significant other or your child said, "Hey mom, hey dad, I showered." You don't even think to say, "Well, did you use water?" Maybe some of your kids do this. Or they just take a towel and just dry the dirt off their body after they've been around all day. No, that doesn't get you clean.
So I'll take things from reverse, just because you went over so much. I didn't know we were going to get into hand clasping on a bidet conversation.
I came prepared.
He did come prepared. So let's take that last one. What are you going to dry yourself off with?
You can use the toilet paper for that, or you could use a towel.
Okay, so we're trying to get away from toilet paper. So you're going to use a towel.
You guys don't want to hear all this. My personal thing is that when I do my stuff, I have those hypoallergenic baby wipes.
Yeah, okay, so that brings me to my point. Okay, there's a couple things. And I know there's going to be there's no right answers. It's a preference. But I'm just going to counter some of the things he says. Number one, a lot of things we hear, and the reason we brought this up is because of the toilet paper thing. So if you're going to go ahead and use toilet paper after you use a bidet, then you're really not saving on any toilet paper. You're not saving on the use of paper. Then in a drought area like we are, now you're using more water. If you're using soap with it, I've never really seen people use soap, because then you're actually getting in your hands up there after you've gone to the bathroom, and you're wiping yourself with your hands with soap, and it's like you're taking a shower, which is fine. But are you going to do that every time you go to the bathroom? Or like a lot of people, you're going to go to the bathroom before you take your shower anyways, and that solves that problem. Go ahead.
So I make one point.
Yes.
Okay, I think the bidet can be used in conjunction with the toilet paper because, again, back to my analogy of washing your car or washing your body, it takes less cloth to clean the area once it's been watered down than it would otherwise if you just simply tried to dry it off with a dry cloth. Very similar with the toilet paper. If you just use the toilet, we're getting really personal here. How many of you guys did you use toilet paper and then it's like, well, gotta use some more. Oh, gotta use some more. Gotta use one more because you just didn't get it all. The water will get rid of all that initial stuff and use less toilet paper to dry the area.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get the use. There's a reason why people buy bidets. There's a couple other things, just from a medical standpoint. We've all heard this. These fast food chains that have these breakouts of E. coli. E. coli is a normal bacteria that's in your colon, okay? But it's supposed to stay in your colon. When you go to the bathroom, a lot of the brown color, I know this is gross, is due to the bacteria. A couple things. One, a lot of people are just putting hoses, these bidet type things on their toilet. They pop out and then they go right back in the toilet. Other people are actually putting in bidets. So now what you're doing is you're not in the shower, but you're splashing water, and it's going to splash. And now you're going to get this fecal matter splashing around your bathroom. That fecal matter has E. coli in it. So, a couple things. And I'm just, he makes some good points. But one, you're splashing around E. coli. You're still going to need something to dry it off. The worst thing I've heard is go ahead and use a towel. Most people do not use soap when they use a bidet. They just don't. Okay, you're not taking a shower there as you're going to the bathroom. So what they're doing is they're rinsing off their bum. It's not disinfecting anything, right? So now you've got this splash of wet E. coli, and now you take a towel and you use that, and then you hang the towel, which is gross in itself, because now you got somebody who's going to use a towel after you, or maybe you have your own towel. Fine, it's still gross. You've got this towel with a bunch of E. coli sitting in it in your bathroom. So you don't really want to use a towel with a bidet unless you're going to wash it on every use, and now we're talking more and more water usage. Number two, you can use toilet paper. That's fine. Anybody used wet toilet paper? All right, you get that toilet paper wet, it doesn't really hold up. All right, that's number two. Three, and
number two. Sorry.
Number three, he made a good point. Then you can use those wipes, which he has, but if you have the wipes, they're already wet, so you're not washing your car with a dry piece of toilet paper. You're using something damp already. So then why are you dampening yourself with water, splashing E. coli around your bathroom, and then you're going to use a sanitary wipe to clean up afterwards? Which, you're right, that would probably be the best thing, but you can do that without the bidet. And then I know people say, well, you're clogging systems and that's adding more stuff. I understand that. There's no perfect world. There's waste in the world. That's just part of living. Unless you want to get rid of life, there's going to be waste. So you decide what that waste is going to be. It's going to be wasted brown water from a bidet, or is it going to be some wasted, and they're doing better and better with making biodegradable and breakdown wipes, or are you just using more toilet paper because it takes more toilet paper? That's mine. I mean, I understand. I'm not going to spend the money on a bidet for a number of reasons. One, we're in a drought area. I'm not going to use more water. I like the combination of either toilet paper and wipes, or just toilet paper. That's how I get over the cleanliness part. That's my position. You heard Cedric's position. There is no right position. It's all opinions. We hope you put your opinions in the comments. It just enlightens and people can read it, and there'll be more information out there.
Right. A few more seconds, and I'll end up. Number one, I will go back to, you don't clean anything without the use of water in order to get it truly clean. and Brian brought the wipes. Number 2.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
Can I?
I thought we were debating.
But I have a short memory.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
Can I get each point?
Go ahead.
When you're going number 2, you're not going in to get a thorough cleaning. You're getting it to the point
Right.
where you can go back out and function.
Right.
Right? And then hopefully you wash your hands really good after that.
What's your function?
A little side note, did you know in some cultures the reason why we shake hands with our right hand, they used to actually wipe with their actual hands. They didn't even have toilet paper. I know, and then you wash your hand, but then you, in certain cultures, look it up, and then you never approach somebody, you never touch their left hand. Just anyway.
I like that. Give me a fist bump.
I know.
My left hand. Okay, and I'll end this really quickly. Number 1, you don't clean anything without the benefit of water to get it truly clean. Number 2, they are economical. Number 3, and my last point, and I'll end up here. If you've never used a bidet, it just feels good. I'm just going to be honest.
Now we know the real reason he likes the bidet.
Good. There was a place in San Luis Obispo called the Madonna Inn. That was my first experience with the bidet.
We didn't have a bidet have we stayed at the Madonna Inn?
Yeah, I think it's the Madonna Inn I stayed at. My room had a bidet.
Wow, you must have had the French room. We had the cave.
Yes, the cave room was nice too, but in the French room,
the cave we had leaves.
People, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was fabricating reasons to go to the restroom. I'm like, I'm going to the restroom again, and it had all these different. This was a fancy one. It had all different settings like warm and lukewarm and scalding hot, and you could set the temperature in the gauge, and you sit there, and when you're done, you're sitting there, and all of a sudden your eyes are like, oh, feels good.
Too much.
I'm just being honest. But anyway, those are my points, Brian.
Then, after Cedric's thing, I bet bidet sales will rise even more. I mean, I have used a bidet.
Right.
But then I find myself having to use either a ton of toilet paper or something to clean up all the water that's dripping down my leg,
Okay.
So, is it more sanitary? I don't know. I guess if you use soap, it is, and it's not splashing all over. Is it practical? I don't think it is, but, if it's there, I'll use it, but I'm not going to install it.
Right. Good points by my main man here. But anyway, you guys, please leave it in the comments what you think. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and let all your friends know what you've learned today about bidets versus toilet paper. And speaking of toilet paper, go back weeks. I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find the exact date. Weeks ago,
I'll put it in the end screen. So stay to the end and look at the end screen. I'll link the video.
Yeah, Brian and I had a very dynamic debate about the toilet paper over or under. If you've never seen that one, make sure you go back and see that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, leave your comments in the comments section. And until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. See you later.
To bidet or not to bidet? That is the question. I'm Cedric.
Did you say bidet or bidet?
I said bidet, didn't I? Okay. Today we're going to talk about poop.
It just gets all the sound together.
Yes.
Technical stuff. You don't need to concern your little pretty head about that. Since the beginning of this coronavirus, at the Costco,
You're trying too hard.
take 2.
3.